What the hell? Oh,
Cheers.
what the hell are you drinking out of? Is that
A mason jar.
Oh Jesus, that is some hillbilly shit there. Savage AF.
Hey
all
man,
up
just
in your-
sipping tea in the shade, bro.
I'm
Don't
just
worry
saying,
about
man,
me.
that's some hillbilly shit right there. I'm talking about that is some straight hillbilly shit.
Mo
I'm
dang, mo
surprised.
dang, lang, lang,
I
lang,
bet you
lang,
got a
lang,
dude
lang, lang.
tied to a tree in your backyard. Yes, you
Now,
do.
man, that's not down. No. That's not what I do. That's not what I do. I
Uh-oh.
mostly hunt and trap squirrels.
That makes sense to me.
Here's
I
what
know
we are.
Nazi Islam. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
There we go, y'all. Savage AF is
Yeah.
the show. It's not the Country Brothers time. Savage AF is the show. I'm Black Pedro.
Yo, what's up, Shang in the building? Yo, I want to send a mad shout out before we jump right into the show to the audience in Brea, California for coming out to the Improv Comedy Club last night. Much props to you. Thank you for being such a good crowd. Shout out to the Improv Comedy Club. We will be back soon and great crowd. All right, cool.
That's a good night.
Good night. Good night. Black Pedro did his thing, by the way. Again, stepped up, did his thing. There was a lot of gnashing of teeth and laughing, to the point where they was just like, "Oh my goodness, he's black and he's Pedro. This makes no sense."
It's what we do, brother.
Savage Adamus is in the building, man. Did you see
Speaking of things we do, Savage AF is one of them. That's right here on this show. We're here live Monday through Friday on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously. Some people call it Meta Facebook World, whatever. Anyways, Mondays and Fridays, we're on at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, typically.
Right.
And then Tuesday through Thursday, typically, we're on at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you miss us live, that's what the YouTube, the URL for the channel is scrolling at the bottom of the screen. If you're watching YouTube.com/C/SavageAF World. Get at us, y'all. Make sure when you get there, you do what, Shang? You supposed to
and if you get there and you happen to click your little fucking fingers and push your little fucking buttons, you better fucking do this. That's right. And once you go there, this has to happen too.
Make all that noise.
Yes, make sure you do that. Also,
make
check
the neighbors
us out.
Downstairs mad.
I know that. Yeah, and make sure that you do that, and make sure you hit us on all the social media platforms. Like one of them, which is very easy to find. At Black Pedro. Make sure you check us out on at Black Pedro on Instagram and on the gram at Comedian Shang. Yeah, make sure you check it out. There's another one that's a mirror of mine, but check the blue check one. Don't check the other one.
That's what the certification is for. That's what
the
blue
you
check's
got to
for.
check the certification one. That's the one right there. Also, when you go to the YouTube, like and subscribe. But we're not done there. I know you think we're done, but we don't. We won't stop. Can't stop. Make us check. You check us out on all the platforms for podcasts. That's right. Nazi. That's right. We're on all of them. That's it. iTunes, Stitcher, Slacker, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify,
SoundCloud. There you go.
Cloud.
There you go. Give it to him, man. Renee Keys, I see you. Sandy English.
Is it Renee Keys? Keys.
Carolina Boss, Queen B. Allegedly Miss Adverb. We'll see.
I have no idea who this person is.
Evelyn Gatlin.
Somebody
has a full Russian spelling of a name there. We got a
What's
bot.
Up, Renee?
Anyways, man, that's what we do here. So if you don't catch us live, we're archived on the YouTube page. If you don't do the video thing and you want your audio file, then go ahead and get us wherever you get your podcasts.
And when you go to the podcast, make sure you subscribe to that too. It's a lot of stuff to do. Okay.
All right, so
You
speaking of a lot of stuff to do, talking is one of them today, and
that's what we're
about
gonna do.
many things we shall.
A lot of bullshit that's going on in the world, and we must talk about it here on Savage AF. Black Pedro is going to lead you into something like a prayer, but we're not religious from that standpoint. What is prayer like?
Yeah,
because it's called the rundown.
Actually, it's called the run up.
Wait a minute, let me finish.
Because we don't run things down, we run up on your ass.
But you didn't let me finish because you know what? I was and I had just bought you ham, potato, you name it. It's the rundown. On the run up.
There you go. On the run around.
And evil is good.
And if you get yourself
ass is good.
Mm-hmm.
If you get yourself some evil ass. Woo!
There you go. Savage AF, y'all. It is December 3rd, 2021. Yep. Where has the time gone? We're going to end today's show. It's a Friday. Friday. We're going to end with the Shangry. The Dems, wrong place, wrong shit at the wrong time. Let's talk about it. Before we get into that, Black Pedro popping for today. Go Blue!
Oh, I knew it. We got to deal with this bullshit.
Until we, but before we get into that,
your fucking team, bro.
We're going to have to get them peaches out in Georgia. Oh, yeah. Stacy Abrams is running for governor again. Let's talk about it. But before we get into that, we do have the vital question, motherfucker, say what for you today, as SCOTUS, the United States Supreme Court, is on Pussy Patrol. Okay. But before we get into that, man, we got, again, it is Friday, December 3rd, 2021. Black Pedro, comedian Shang. Fuck your feelings is our motto. Facts matter. We're going to start off today talking about Ritz on the run. And I should have put Ritz in quotation marks. Sorry, but the
Ritz
parents
on the run.
Yeah, the parents of the Michigan shooter. I think Ethan Crumley is his name. Their whereabouts are currently unknown. They were supposed to be arraigned. They were supposed to be arraigned today in a Michigan court and didn't report. And the lawyers
told you.
The lawyers can now come out with some bullshit like tweet or something about they went out of town for their safety and are now on their way back. But you already missed your court date. So they are considered fugitives on the run. U.S. Marshals are in the mix. The Detroit Marshals hunt your ass down squad is on their ass.
Oh, I knew they were going to do that. It's like, wait a minute. Turn yourself in because you bought the gun for a fucking crazy ass 15-year-old and you're surprised that the parents was like, hey, we can go fuck somewhere else and make another kid. Fuck these kids. Let's go.
You know, this is like, you know, black people have been, you know, characterized as being bad parents and our family structure is poor or whatever. This crosses all color lines and just goes in the category of fucking terrible parenting.
No, I think it's hilarious.
But if you want to play the color game, then white people understand that y'all can be some very horrible parents as well. Like all of these little shooters, what this is proving, and this is what the charges against the parents does. Like it really highlights how horrible they were in the first place. We got information, you know, as this thing goes along, like really how horrible they were. Like apparently a teacher found or you know saw that this kid was searching for ammo on his phone in class, so that she alerted authorities about that. And apparently the mother text between her and the son was, "LOL, I'm not mad at you. You just have to learn how to not get caught." So in no way had they raised this child properly, but at least around guns.
No, they didn't raise
around his mental health. You know what I mean? Obviously, he needed help. Pull up a
picture. Can you find a picture of these two fucking hillbilly cunts?
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
All I know is never trust nobody that every other tooth is missing. And you know what I'm saying? If they got a picket fence that's fucked up, then it's not a person you want raising a kid. But I knew they was gonna bounce. I was like, these motherfuckers is not coming to get this little crazy bitch. They are out of here like Vladimir. Not that I know Vladimir was out here, but it rhymed. Bars. That's all I'm saying. Facts. The thing is, when they left, did you find them?
Yeah, hold on.
Hillbilly love. They gonna go make another little kid. That's what they gonna do. This is them like they bounced out. They bounced out. They bounced out.
I think it's just it's crazy that you raise this Hitler Youth cracker monkey who's obviously out of his mind to be a gun wielding psychopath, and then the second he actually does it, and you joked about it and all that, then you bounce on him when it's time for you to also pay up. You know what I mean? Like that. I mean that is some truly cowardly bullshit, man. To be to leave your kid behind like that after you've put him in this position completely. Like they have completely put this child.
I think that that's how they think too. That's how they think too.
But I'm just saying, like, God damn, you ain't got.
I've got a picture. I got him. I'm quick draw.
I'm pulling it up. I'm bringing it in right now.
You mean these two?
Oh yeah, that's it.
All right, look here, boy.
That's actually their. That is literally the picture from their live cam of their court appearance. Like that's how they appeared in court. I promise you, I'm not bullshitting. I saw it live. Like that is the live picture of how they appeared.
Well, what we'll do is we'll be there when we be there. Don't you worry about it.
They're in their vehicle.
You know what? I never really loved him that much.
You know what? Now that I think about it, shouldn't have been a sign that they showed up to court in a car, like already on the road. Obviously,
like if you're already in a car, drive to the fucking court.
Like when you want to stay on Friday, yeah, we'll be there. Make it left.
Yeah,
make it left.
Make it left. Hurry up. You know what I'm saying? The bottom line is, I know that they would bounce. They definitely should. I agree. Super Stud 666 from Hell. That is a hell of a name.
Throw
cocaine,
their asses in jail.
Yeah, cocaine's a hell of a drug. But I'm gonna tell you right now. Bottom line is, I thought they were gonna bounce because I was like, I'm gonna tell you something right now. I got 2 sons, and one of them is extra. And if he did some shit like that, I'd be like,
But if he did some shit like that, you would be fully responsible too, because you would have purchased him a gun,
right?
Left it there, know that he has, thoughts of homicide and mass murder, and would have still left him with that possession. Also, other things that come up are like the school's responsibility, because they did allow him back to class. I believe
After
the parents
2 warnings.
The parents allowed him back to school. So a lot of mishaps happened. That I don't think the school contacted the sheriff's department about potential violence, immediately. So, yeah.
But you know what else? The parents had to go up to the school twice about this kid. That this kid was obviously a problem. This obviously kid was lashing out. And if you look at his history, according to the news, and I'm going to take that with a grain of salt, but he had problems before that. So this is prior to gun ownership. He was already a problem. Like, and he already had problems, but he wasn't bullied. It wasn't like they didn't have a roof over their head and they didn't have to deal with systematic racism that permeates every fucking facet of our lives, like we got to deal with. And he still did it. And his parents came up. He gonna be good. He gonna be good.
His parents enabled it. I mean, he was obviously not well. I mean, all the signs are there, and they're steady feeding him with all the literal ammunition that he would ever need to carry out, this sociopathic.
Well, no, yeah, what he did was horrible, but they should have had a clue when they fought him. They bought him his first kitten, and he bought him his first kitten, and they were like,
"Freeze, motherfucker!"
Yeah, maybe this dude got
put the claws down.
Yeah, maybe this dude got problems. Maybe he got problems. He's pulling a gun on a kid. But I just think that.
But now, I mean, really, what we're talking about though is the fact that the parents are now on the run. They are wanted fugitives for. So they're being charged with. Oh, and here's another blunder, but they are being charged each with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter for their negligence in allowing access of this gun to their son. But also, this prosecutor's kind of a dimwit move here, where without contacting the sheriff's department, she held a press conference um, to announce the charges against this couple without, and that didn't give the sheriff's office a chance to, because usually they would arrest in this situation. They would go get the person. They wouldn't allow them to turn themselves in. The fact that there was arraignment means that there was some kind of arrangement for these kids, for these parents, I'm sorry, to turn themselves in. But the sheriff's department was involved in that. So there was no really proper surveillance going on, which allowed for this, sort of whereabouts unknown situation that we have.
So they gave them a chance to be like, let's bone out. Let's bone out.
In all intents, well, in all practical ways, yes.
Right. They gave them and everybody, and there's some people that are trying to paint them as a really good family. Like, oh, they're good white people. They're good white folks. And you find out they're not.
No, these are horrible parents. This is an egregious example of horrible parenting. Like those two people have done a fantastically, marvelously horrible job of raising this child, or this, now murderous adult, because he is being tried as an adult. He's terrorist,
right?
It's terrorist, you know what I mean? But there was time to stop this. This was evident, and it starts at home.
No, you know what? No, let me.
Like we were talking about with Jonathan the other day.
Well, let's push back on that. Sometimes you could be the best, not in this instance, but you could be the best parents in the world, and your kids still can end up being a fucking Looney Tunes, like some of the people in the feed.
So you don't, but then you have the responsibility to make sure that they don't have a gun, that they don't have access to your gun if you have one, that they don't have ammo, that they aren't trained on a SIG.
Oh no, these parents thought that it was funny and cute, and they're redneck fucking idiots, and now they're going to be on the run. And their picture, they showed up for their fucking court date on camera, so everybody knows what they look like. Everybody knows what.
They believe that they're on, or at least that they're out there in their 2021 Kia vehicle or whatever. I'm like, y'all took your car.
And Queen
B,
that shit is so
trackable. I don't know.
Yeah, Queen B, what do you mean? Please stop. Please stop. What? I'm telling the truth. Shut up. Shut up. I'll find you in these streets. When I find you in these streets, Queen B.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like we were saying, the apple don't fall far from the tree. I did say it the other day that based on the looks, the dad had a Jethro Bodine kind of thing about him. I think this is a Jethro Jr. situation. Raised in the Book of Jethro.
But he got the Seattle Seahawks hat on. So,
and they're from Michigan, so he's very, very confused family. Or that might not be Seattle Seahawks. That could be just a logo that looked like it, but whatever.
Or an eagle. Oh, I see what she said, Queen B. No, you shut up. You're right. I should shut up. No, I didn't say nothing bad about my kid. I said that if there's one kid that is like, sometimes your child can be a little too much to handle. And if you're all you parents, sometimes your kids grow up to be a problem.
And lock up the knives.
Then, right. So
all the hammers, don't make sure this nigga has no access to, weapons of destruction.
Right.
And this is exactly what these parents did not do. And I don't even know if you could call them parents now, based on the information. Hold
up, Queen B. Wait, hold up. Listen, Queen B. Making excuses for badass kids is a cop out. No, you could do everything right and do it right, and that kid is just fucked up in the head, and it could be fucked up in the head by influences outside of your fucking house. So that's not true.
Or by brain wiring and chemistry.
Chemistry. And also, okay, Queen B, let's go. Okay. Also, you got to think the influence of social media and the internet has made some kids want to commit suicide because they felt they weren't good enough because of the things they see on social media, like, oh, everybody got a perfect life, everybody's beautiful, everybody's this, everybody's that, nobody's fat, nobody's this, they're all six packs and stuff like that. So all of those things are hard to control if you're a parent. So it's not that. It's hard to be a parent and make sure that that kid comes out being normal because of all of this fucking influence of all the bullshit. Now, in this kid's situation, the parents might have been a problem.
So Queen Bee says, listen, her grandparents raised 6 boys and her mother, not one on drugs or locked up or killed anybody, Shang. So Queen Bee, I just like to say congratulations to your grandparents, but
that's not the case.
You can't take your family's singular experience and then judge a whole society and be like, well, then it's not possible to raise crazy kids, or you know what I mean? Like, or that raising has nothing to do with the kid's outcome, or what, you know, it's like, congratulations to your family, but you know, understand that that's not applicable to everybody's situation. So, you know, you have to broaden your scope outside of your family's experience and realize that some parents do really, really and end up with there's a term called a problem child, right?
Right.
You know, I think we're pretty, you know, it's a term that exists for a reason.
A bad seed, or a child that is influenced by
it's
something
too much
else.
of a parent, and then, and that, you know, there's something going on with that kid that, you know, maybe their parents or whatever, their community, it just isn't able to reach them and to find them the help or whatever, right? So like that shit happens, you know, and no matter how many boys you have or whatever, you know, it's like,
we had 7
but
kids.
Congrats to your family.
All of them grew up
nobody
to be
understands
doctors.
Nobody in my family,
right? Grew up to be doctors and lawyers, and everybody's good. And then, but there's gonna be always that one little dink. There's always a dink. This one little dink that just says, I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna go to the beat of my own drum, and I'm gonna do weird shit. Okay, so I mean, I am a parent. And I'm telling you, there is shit my sons have done that has nothing to do with me. Goofy shit that is like, well, he didn't get that shit from me, and maybe he got it from his mother's lineage, but I never seen her. And I don't like her walking, flying, running, but I ain't never seen her do that shit either. That was just that little nigga.
Yeah, you make a kid that's not, oh, it's part me, it's part her. It's like, well, part of it is just themselves. They're an individual on their own.
See, you said the wrong shit. You said the wrong shit, Pedro. Okay, 2 comedians are going to tell me about parenting, and I'm a licensed clinician. Yes, we can tell you.
Hold on. First of all, being a parent would give you. First of all, Shang is a parent. I'm not, and I'm not telling you about parenting. I'm talking to you about generalizing your family's experience as a greater universal one. That's all. Just like you're trying to say that being a licensed clinician has anything to do with being a parent. Like being a licensed clinician doesn't make you a qualified parent. I'm not saying you're not either qualified in either realm. I'm just saying, like, congratulations on your licensed clinicianship, but it doesn't make you a parent. Sex does, and unprotected sex in particular.
Okay. Well, listen, she said, well, your baby mama's the problem then. Absolutely.
There's also a world that we live in that is outside the house. So, you know, understand that these kids are influenced by things that a lot of us weren't, or not in the same way, or weren't bombarded with in the same way, or didn't we, you know, these kids have access to imagery, right? To ideas that go beyond your dining room table. So, you know, I think part of Shane's point is parents can say a lot right now, but there is also a heavy amount of influence outside of your household that a lot of us didn't grow up in a time in a time when we were highly impressionable,
right?
At those ages. So we need to recognize that, you know, as parents or non-parents,
and maybe
which I'm recognizing is like that these kids are under a lot of different influences right now.
See, this redneck's kids, and we call him a redneck because he has redneck tendency. He looks rednecky-ish. He has rednecky aura around him. The bottom line is this kid could have been influenced by the past 4 years, because the past 4 years has taught pigmentally challenged people to just feel like they could do whatever the fuck they want to do, that they can respond with violence when they're upset. More than now, I'm not saying that Black people don't respond with violence, Asians don't respond with violence, but right now, if you look at the January 6th, if you look at some of the situations with the threats on different Congress and Marjorie Taylor Greene and all these different people and making animes that were showing killing AOC. This is their mentality. So imagine you get inundated with all of that stuff you're seeing, and it twists you up a little bit. And your parents are trying to tell you, no, that's not the way it is. I know as a parent, I'm going to let you know as a parent, my son said some shit to me that had nothing to do with me. He thought because of COVID that anybody that was old, because of all of the stuff he had heard, was going to die. If you were older and the COVID's out there, you're going to die. Or thought when everybody was fighting in the street, when they said people were fighting in the streets and there was fires in California and all kind of shit, he thought from the imagery, not from me, or I'm not going to give this, not from his mom, that, well, everybody hates everybody. And that's
I mean, kids don't have the proper filters in, inherently
to
interpret the world like that. Yeah, I mean, that's why we are here as parents and adults and parental figures, and mentors and things like that to help kids navigate a crazy ass world that shocks the hell out of us a lot of times, right?
And
like
we're
a lot
adults.
a lot of us sit back on January 6th. We just like, what the fuck is going? You know what I mean? Like.
Yep.
We see a lot of things that we're like, man, what the fuck is going on? Like, what the shit is this? So,
what the
if
shit?
The world, yeah, if the world is shocking to us sometimes as adults, who
imagine,
and what I know why, but goddamn, why? You know what I mean? Like, it's conflicting stuff. So, these kids don't have the right filter. Obviously, this school shooter did not have the right. These are the worst parents that a kid with mental problems who is a socially awkward. These are the worst parents he could ever have, who are going to give him a gun, militarize him in that way, at least. Maybe not ideology wise, I don't know, but definitely in terms of training tactics and equipment, they gave him everything he needed to
commit murder,
be a terrorist, and they shall and should be held accountable for that.
Right, and I know that my parents tried to do the best they could with me, and there was people that I was influenced by that had nothing to do with my mother or my father. My father was, not the most embracing motherfucker, but he wasn't like trying to influence me to do bad shit. And neither was my mom. So the bad shit I did was like, yo, I was listening to this motherfucker named Reggie down the street, or I'm listening to this other idiot over here. And that influence might have got in me, and it had nothing to do with parenting. Nothing to do with parenting. It was just me being a dumbass.
Well, I mean, yeah. It's also the time that, the type of time that parents spend with kids so that they're not around the wrong influences, you know what I mean? Like, and so that they're not down the street with the Reggies and, the whoever's.
Right.
Although I know a couple of Reggies, man, and they're fairly good guys. So
there's a few, but most Reggies.
I want to
But most Reggies, assholes. Not all Reggies.
I cannot confirm that.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what? Here on Savage AF, okay, we can't say that. You said we always say fuck your feelings, facts matter. And we do say facts matter. And I apologize. Anybody named Reggie, you're probably a good dude, okay? But if your name is, I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to give him props. Nazi, wow. Nazi got something. Capitalism has caused many parents to be absent from proper parenting because both parents are working two jobs. Consequently, children are raised in part by the internet and outside influences. That's exactly what the fuck I'm saying. You got to keep the fucking boat afloat. So you're out there grinding, trying to get it together. And sometimes, what is it called? Back in the day, it was called latchkey kids, where you basically lock your kid in the house. Here's a TV. Here's some food. Please don't kill yourself. Don't stick a fork in the electric socket. And I come back and you're a little crispy. And do that. So yeah, it is financially, it is tough. It is tough on some parents, and it was tough on me for a bit, but I was lucky enough from my stand-up that I was able to, hold it down to a point. But there was times where it was rough. And then I've also had, I also have another parent, not in my situation, you got two different parenting styles in my situation, which will make it more difficult for the kid because they get confused. So aside from us turning this into fucking Dr. Phil, Savage AF, we move on with the next topic. I feel what you're saying, but I disagree. I think that you just had an exceptional family that raised a bunch of exceptional people. That's all I'm saying.
Allegedly, Miss Adverb says absentee parents. Well, that's exactly what they are now. As the Crumblies are on the rumbly, they are on the run. We'll see what happens with that, guys. Officially fugitives. All right, man. We ask critical questions on the show all the time. But the most critical question that one could ever ask in any aspects of our lives goes a little something
like this.
Like so.
Motherfucker say what? Yeah. Motherfucker say what? Say yeah, yeah, yeah.
Woo!
SCOTUS is on Pussy Patrol, y'all.
Pussy Patrol. No, that's Pussy Control. That's by Prince. Prince has a song called Pussy Control.
There you go.
And yeah, and it's a funky ass song. It's about women once they pull it out. Pussy Control.
Did you say it's a funky pussy song?
Well, yeah, I know. Well, you know what? Pussy can be funky sometimes.
I didn't know Prince really went there.
Yeah, he did.
You know, I didn't, not with his music. I didn't know he touched on that.
Yeah, he did.
All right, man. Oh shit, my computer's about to run out of batteries. Hold on, let me plug in right quick.
Oh boy, here we go. Knew we were doing a show, didn't get enough power. The bottom line is basically we talk about SCOTUS. The Supreme Court is definitely trying to do that little slick shit with Roe versus Wade, and they're doing it. And what they're trying to do is emulate what Dallas and Texas and what Texas did, and bring it up to the highest court in the land. So in turn, they can actually
this is over a Mississippi law. But
they're emulating different places so they can all take it to the highest court in the land. Mississippi is basically mirroring what Texas is doing.
No, actually, Mississippi's law came out first.
I'm sorry. So Texas is fighting.
Yeah. I mean, they a lot of these states have the same agenda, but Mississippi was the first to come up with this like 15-week threshold as the sort of boundary for your ability to get an abortion. And, and at a point which, a lot of women might not even know they're pregnant or know critical information about, their pregnancy, about the fetus itself, that might help them determine viability. But according to Mississippi, that is the viability line. One thing that really struck me is conservative or not or whatever, 9 Supreme Court justices, 3 are liberal, 6 are conservative, but the reality is 3 are women and 6 are men. And it does seem very odd to me that over such a landmark issue, and historically this has been the way, is you have this majority male body, this judicial body, the highest in the land,
the
determining,
body.
Just constantly, or not constantly, but continually, or periodically, I should say, making this profound judgment over women's bodies, specifically women's body, like not a general health issue for all humans, but just for women in this country. And it's mostly men judging it.
And let's be real with it. It's not all black men. I'm not going to say it's all white men. I'm sorry, but it's mostly white men. If you look in the lower courts, it's mostly white men in the lower Supreme Court.
Well, of the 6 white men, it's 5. I mean, of the six men,
it's 5. So it's 5. It's a majority of And by the way, they came out with some like Texas and Mississippi came out with some new underwear that they're pushing out there now. I don't know if you've seen it or not. This is their new underwear line.
There you go.
It's a new underwear
Chastity
line.
Secret.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen it. Pretty dynamic. But right now, women are going. If you live in Mississippi or if you live in Texas, you're gonna have to make your own underwear, which is that's what's gonna have to happen, man, because they are trying to basically, and that's why women are marching in the streets. This is a wild thing. There's women marching in the streets, and actually, when Trump came into office, there was a women's march. That was one of the biggest women's marches in the American history. And they had on these hats that were these pink hats Yeah, do you remember that? They had the pink
Yep.
hats on.
Mhm.
But part of their thing they were bitching about was the fact that he was trying to flip the Supreme Court in order to flip Roe versus Wade. That's why, a
Well,
lot of
speaking
the
of
women were out there really speaking up.
and speaking of flipping out, if you're wondering who the new liberal voice of the court was in the absence of Ruth Bader Ginsburg,
Right.
R.I.P., Justice Sonia Sotomayor, who I've had the pleasure of meeting in person, has stepped up and seems to be that new voice that's willing to say what needs to be said, even in the face of defeat, but at least to call it like it is. And she worries about what she described as the stench that will be left on the court, the stench on the bench, for politicizing, these judgments. Like when you have these landmark decisions, both Roe v. Wade and it's Planned Parenthood versus Casey,
Right.
which was the case that came up in the 90s that was the last big challenge to Roe v. Wade. That these were both decided to be benchmark landmark decisions that should be upheld. But these conservative justices now are seemingly in question of all of that. And
they are.
Sotomayor is like,
Sotomayor.
who are we going to be? How are we going to say we are who we are if y'all are just playing the political game and we're not the judicial anymore? You're just part of the legislative,
But you know what? I talked to Sotomayor. She called me up a couple of days ago.
Okay.
We were talking on the phone, and basically she said, I went right up to their face and said, get up off my pussy. And I was like, wow, that's it. She said, yeah, I can't really say that on the news. But
I was going to say, she's usually more eloquent than that.
Yeah, but I mean, when get a few drinks in her, you know what I'm saying?
I can relate to that.
Yeah, I relate to that. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but I'm kicking it with her. She said, and I'm speaking up for all women. Y'all need to get up off our pussies too, because the bottom line is it is a bunch of old craggy men that are trying to tell women what to do with their bodies. Now, I personally think, I'm gonna ask you, Pedro, too. I personally think that it is going to take a collective of women absolutely fucking positively pushing the envelope to make this shit change. It's not going to just have to be men. It's going to be women are going to have to collectively come together. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think anybody with common sense is going to have to come together.
No, but I think but I don't think it's going to be men. I think it's going to be women.
Well, I mean, it's not that. I mean, it doesn't go along those lines, though, and it can't just be women fighting for this, because there are women who are pro-life. You know what I mean? A lot of women, Christian conservatives. There are a lot of women who fall in that. There are a lot of black women, white women. It doesn't matter. So there are just a lot of women who aren't pro-choice, which is why men that's why I say anybody with common sense. I can't cut this along gender lines. Allegedly, Miss Adverb says, why not give out more birth control? And then she put 2 exclamation points, but there should technically be a question mark in there somewhere, because it was a question. But why not give out more birth control? I'm not against that, but as one who wouldn't take it himself, I do understand in having dealt with many women in my lives.
Yeah.
What am I, a cat now?
So yeah, wow. So
but having dealt with many women in my lifetime, I understand that not all women can take birth control. Like, it doesn't agree with every woman's body, so it wouldn't be and maybe that just highlights that there is no true blanket solution for this, other than put all the options on the table and let each individual woman decide what's best for her body.
Let me change.
Here I go talking crazy again.
Right. Let me change what I said, since I'm hearing people in the feed go ham. Okay, let's change it then. I think it should be more up to women. Not saying it should be up to men, but it should be more up to women. I think the Supreme Court should be equally women and men, not 5 men and 3 women. I think it should be, if it's 6 and 3. If it's 6 and 3, if it's got 9 right now, they should make it an equal number, and it should be an equal representation, not only of women, men, people of color. When we got one, but that nigga, ugh, he's coon
Well,
cage.
people of color, we have more than one, but I mean, Sotomayor is a person of
No,
color.
I'm not saying. But
if you mean
okay,
black, then yeah.
black. And I just feel like the bottom line is women should have more of a say. It should be more of an equal. It should be more equal say in it, but it's not. It's just not. And if you look at the different lower courts, it's not there either. I know you said there's women that are pro life, but I'm saying if you look at the people that are making the decisions, at least in Texas, because Texas, who bit off of Mississippi, but basically Texas got a lot of the press on it was about Texas. Right. Texas has lost their fucking mind. The bottom line is it absolutely positively should be more women speaking out about this and are equally speaking out about it, even against other women that are pro-life. It should be women speaking out on it. And 3 women, 5 men, it should be
6.
Is it 6 men?
Yeah, there's 9 justices total.
Of 6 men. But I don't really consider the pubic hair dude. I don't really consider him.
Clarence Thomas.
Yeah, Clarence Thomas. I call him pubic hair dude. But I don't know. Maybe they, people in the, don't agree with me. And oh man, we got people saying some stuff in here.
See, I can't take generalizations like this. The white women are pro-life. That's not true. That's what I'm saying. Like even with what Shang's saying, like that more women need to speak or it should be more women. I'm like, no, it's just anybody who believes in this should be speaking.
But it's women's bodies, man.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. Like, but anybody who believes that women should have a right to choose for themselves should be fighting for it. And as a man who believes that, I'm gonna fight for I'm trying to put in on that as well.
Okay, well, Nazi agrees.
And I think I have a responsibility to do it as much as a woman does, even though it doesn't affect my body. But I could have a daughter one day. I have a sister. I have a mother who obviously isn't going through reproductive shit at this point. But the point is, I don't want to see the women in my family and the women I love oppressed. So,
okay, I see what you're saying.
I have to fight for all.
Nazi says there should be many women united about it and many men united backing them up. Yeah. Okay, yeah, but I still feel like until I can pop baby out like you said. I mean, you said it in the last night. It's just like I just think that women should have. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think they should have a bigger say than men.
Well, I think it doesn't sound right what you're saying. I think I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
You're talking about a say in what happens to their bodies.
Yes.
And what I'm talking about is who fights for them to have that say. And that should be everybody.
We're on a different page, right?
Yeah,
right.
That should be everybody
that has common sense about this particular topic. But
should
it
be
just
fighting
seems
for
like,
women to have the right
to
do what they want.
It just seems like it's the right wing a little bit. Now, don't get me wrong. There's definitely left-leaning people that are still pro-life. But I'm saying it just seems like the right wing, and there's a coalition of them that try to control women's bodies, telling you where religion should be, tell you how it should be. I'm going to take America, make it great again, even though America, I don't know, remember when the fuck they were talking about, at least for Black folks. I don't remember where they said America to make America great again. They're trying to take us back to some slavery shit. But I just feel like, wow, Maya went hard in the paint.
She said the problem is white women voted these fools in against their best interest. The interesting part is, and I already spoke towards the conservative Christian movement has plenty of white women in it, right? Who, they're not thinking about, like, they don't believe according to their religious beliefs that they're not going to ever believe in abortion. So they're not even thinking about their interests or whatever. They're just thinking about baby Jesus inside of every woman's womb, and how we must protect them until they need adoption or any kind of welfare services or any kind of free health care that might help them advance themselves in life. Right. But prior to that, it's their responsibility.
But first off,
protect them fetuses.
Why are you making the voice of be like that? I mean, maybe. I know a lot of people in the South that don't believe in those things, but they just talk funny. They all talk funny, very funny talking. I'm telling you right now, Pamela coming hard in the paint. If there was a separation of church and state, this wouldn't even be an issue. I agree with you.
Which is supposed to be, but obviously there's
It's
not.
not.
In God we trust
It's
is
not.
all of our money, and
If you're
they
running
pray,
for office,
they have the national
right
prayer breakfast. You know, it's Pam, you're dead on for me.
If you're running for office, then you can lose votes because you're not religious. But that's why I think women should. I think women should make underwear like this. I think they should. You women start making underwear like this. Yep. Put a no trespassing sign, electrical fence right around your cooch,
and then the next day you will hear about the national anti-fencing law.
Yes.
Where you will not be able to fence anything in without the proper permit, and so they'll just they're gonna keep fighting to lock your coochie down.
They're gonna lock it down. I'm just telling you right now. So
do what they want with it.
But you see what I mean by I don't know if I'm articulating it right, but I just feel like I think women should have more equal say, if not more say, to me, because it's their body.
Yeah. Well,
it's their body. Their body. It's their body.
There we go. Speaking about having a say. Woo.
Wait a minute, somebody. Wait.
Next year.
Before you do, what do you say? Some of the freakiest people when it comes to sex are. No, Jr.
We'll finish. You got to finish reading it out loud. Some people are just listening and won't know what.
I didn't know if they read. Okay, okay. Wow. No, Queen Bee. Ooh, I clicked the wrong thing. Some of the freakiest people when it comes to sex are from a strict religious background. Agreed. I have knocked down some wild church girls.
Oh yeah.
So
the son of a preacher's man, that's the only one that could ever reach some girls. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys, we're gonna keep it moving on. Speaking of having a say in things, this woman has had a large say in the outcome of the last presidential election, as her efforts helped to flip Georgia to a blue state for President Joseph Robinette Biden, at least. But we're going to get some peaches out in Georgia next year, hopefully, as Stacy Abrams announces that she is running for governor. Again.
Yep.
Controversial election last time. I don't believe she ever officially conceded, but also has not, in the vein of Donald Trump, she has not gone out and, pushed any kind of conspiracy theory or anything unproven around her.
But she could have. She could have. You know why?
I mean, I don't know how much evidence she had.
There was some chicanery. There was some
But but that's what the other side says about this election. So the reality is, I don't think she conceded, but she also isn't perpetuating that. She has moved on and is actually on to
giving it another shot.
She was on to making sure that Black people got out to vote in the following election cycles after her defeat, and is now back at it. And I think with more political clout, I think it is recognized the major role that she played for the party overall, but most specifically in Georgia. So looking forward to this. And whether you're in Georgia or not, I think we all need to focus our energies around this. And if you can give $1 or $2, throw them Stacy's way, man, because that is what it takes these days.
But you know what, though? You're saying that the other side is saying that, but there's sometimes the other side can say a whole bunch of shit. The other side said January 6th didn't happen. End of the day, those motherfuckers is full of shit, and they absolutely positively there was some bullshit going on. That's why in Georgia, they're one of the main people pushing voter laws. Voter laws, Georgia, Texas, Wisconsin. There's certain places that are like really trying to restrict our vote. That's what I'm saying. So she exposed some of it when she was out after she lost. She still went hard in the paint to make sure that people knew there's some bullshit going on. And mostly Republicans are trying to pass these laws. These are in red states. These aren't in blue states. It's red states that are trying to restrict your right to fucking vote because they know they can't win a fair election straight up. These motherfuckers still are saying that Biden didn't win by millions of votes. They're still saying the Electoral College that he didn't lose, that Trump didn't lose. These are the same motherfuckers. So I don't have no. You say, well, the other side says that. The other side ain't never said no shit, crazy shit like these motherfuckers been saying. That he's going. You know what? November, he was supposed to come back, and he was going to be riding on the back of Katie Couric or some shit, and he's going to be come back and take the presidency back. These are the same cunts. So I don't know, man. There was a lot of bullshit going on during that time. Wow.
Yeah, but you could argue about chicanery around, the George W. Bush, both of his elections. But the reality is, Democrats we tend to move on and not try and deny the system or the Constitution, but go out and try and do things to win the next election.
Well, maybe we need to have an insurrection.
No, because that would be black people getting mowed down by helicopters. True. And we know what the response would be. Stop.
Yeah. No, I mean, so what you trying to say? Hold up, Pedro. Hold up. We're gonna move on with the show, but hold up. Wait a minute. So you trying to tell me that if black people would have ran up on the Capitol? Hold up, man. Wait a minute. Hold up. Let me get my point off. So you trying to tell me that if black people ran up on the Capitol, they'd have mowed them down? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yep. So luckily we didn't. Don't do it, black people. You're not organized. You're not Proud Boys. You're not Oath Keepers. We're just Negroes trying to survive in the U.S.'s ways.
Yeah.
Keep your head down. Keep singing. Pray.
Well, Pedro, Nazi's still on. Women should have a choice about their bodies, especially if they're impregnated against their will. However, and impregnated from a promiscuous activity, I think it's wrong to kill the child. Okay, get that off your chest, man.
Because, with the word promiscuity comes some judgment, and no matter what your creed is, I do believe, you should not judge other people to a certain degree. Obviously, like whatever we look at a killer, we call a killer a killer. These parents are bad parents in this Michigan shooting. Yes, okay, fine, got you. But like what people do in their personal lives, you don't know what sexual traumas these young ladies may have been through that might have led to what you call quote unquote promiscuous activity. So let's not judge, because none of that promiscuity, as you might call it, is your business. And what happens after it really isn't either. Because promiscuous or not, you ain't, with all due respect, Brother Nazi, about to help any random woman raise her child.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
Hold up, wait a minute.
Let them do what they do.
Pedro, here you go again. Everybody in the feed, here we go.
Kill a child is different than abort a fetus.
Yeah.
I believe those to be different things. But
Pedro, wait a minute. So let me get this straight. Let me find out what the fuck you trying to say. What you trying to say is motherfuckers should mind their own business. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, and now that we on it, shit, let's go at it. Based on the shooting in Michigan, some fetuses should be aborted. We just don't know yet.
We are gonna get flagged on
until it's too late. No, I'm just that's a position of pro-choice. Some should be. No. Some should be.
You know what? I know if I could go back through time, there's a bunch of motherfuckers would not be here. Huh? Like, what you mean R. Kelly's albums disappeared? I don't know. I don't know what happened. Why does your hands seem like they got pee on it? It was a rough fight. He didn't give up. He tried to pee on my back, so I had to go at him. I had to go at him, and I made him disappear. See, Nazi said no judgment here. No,
let's not judge.
We're not doing that.
But walk their own path. But everybody should have choices.
I think first off, I want to say to all the Savage AF listeners, Pedro's out of line today, and he's a little bit out of line. I think that apparently something happened with Pedro where he felt like he needed to say something like that.
Fuck some of these kids. God damn.
Okay, so let me tell you something. Okay, you're right. Fuck these kids.
Some of them, shit.
Yeah, some of them. But we're almost at this certain time of the show where I got to rock out and tell you I have to rock out with my cock out. That's a white phrase. Yes, it is.
White phrase.
White phrase. Walk out with my cock out. It's no one for women, is it? Bash out with my gash out. I mean, I heard some white dude said, "Come on, let her bash out with her gash out." I'm like, and I'm a grown man. I went,
gash sounds.
I went, ew. But yeah, that's definitely a white phrase.
Let her
Savage
get out
AF.
with her clit out.
Okay, that's even better. I don't even know. You know what? None of them are good. Savage AF, make sure you check us out. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. And if you follow us, make sure you click the bell. And that's a hardcore ass fucking ass.
We got Robertson Mekas to produce that.
Yeah, I don't know
Rob.
if you knew that. Thanks, Rob. Hey, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, I'll see you at the dime, Rob, later on.
Nah.
Also, make sure
All
you check us out on all the podcast platforms, which is on iTunes, Stitcher, Slacker, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and SoundCloud. There you go.
All right, y'all, man. We're going to keep the show moving. And as we do, we're going to keep it moving a little something like this.
Hey. It's your boy Black Pedro popping in. Hey, with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'.
Hey, it's your boy Black Pedro with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'.
Oh, man. This is gonna be a painful one, but let's go.
Woo, man!
Let's go. Here we go.
You know, last week I was hype on it, man. The game came and went. And with it came a victory finally for Michigan. First victory over Ohio State in 10 years. Second victory in about 16, 17 years. Long time coming. You know what I'm saying? Sam Cooke knew it was, though. I'm pretty sure that's why he wrote the song. So thank you, Brother Cooke, for that. But I was born by a river, the Detroit River.
Oh, here we go.
In a little tent. It's called a hospital. But Michigan Wolverines did defeat the Ohio State.
Oh, yeah, he is not going to let this go.
On to the next. Tomorrow
is a huge game, according to
8
ESPN.
p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Big Ten Conference Championship. Now, this is Michigan's first opportunity to play in this game. For those who don't understand how the college football landscape has changed over the years, conferences used to just be won by record. Okay, you had the most wins, the least losses, you the goddamn champ. Well, now in the advent of the college football playoff era, in which eventually 4 teams are selected to play for an ultimate championship, Michigan is but one step away. But let us not look past that. We will be playing number 13 Iowa, and when I say we, I have not been to NAN practice this year, so I feel a little guilty about that, fellas, but I'm with you in spirit. Number 13, Iowa, in Indianapolis. It's a dome game, neutral site. Just got to get through this one, but this not getting through it, because winning Big Ten championships is like always been a goal of Michigan's, and it has not happened in a while. They haven't won a Big Ten championship since 2004, and this is their first opportunity.
Hold up. Wait a minute, 2004. I thought it was something after that.
2004 was the last time Michigan won the Big Ten. This is their first time playing in the Big Ten championship game. Since the conference has been divided into 2 divisions, Michigan's in the East, Iowa is representing the West. And the landscape has changed a bit. Each conference now has a championship game. It's an extra game. Okay, understand, this is more money, right? Now the Big Ten gets to bring people down to Indianapolis to watch the 2 best teams in their conference play. More ad time, more advertising dollars, more money.
Can I ask you something real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody in the feed, I'm just gonna let him know. If they by chance lose, not that I want them to lose, I want them to win because you like them. Okay. Will you be okay?
I'll be all right, simply because last week meant that much. Beating Ohio State meant a lot. We'll have to go there next year and beat them on the road, and then that will be like a further step of progression for the program.
Right.
But that being said, statistically, they are the better team than Iowa. I think they are a focused and different squad than they've had in the past recent years. So I expect a great performance from them. And if you get that on both sides of the ball, then they should come out
Victorious.
The
Okay, but
victors.
okay,
Hail to
hold
them.
on, hold on. Let me just
Go Blue.
Okay,
I'll be follow me on IG live tomorrow at Black Pedro.
He's serious.
I'm gonna go live at the bar just to show y'all how it goes down at this Michigan bar up in Hollywood. Yeah, it's a good old time. It's where I usually go when I can. I took off work tomorrow. Somebody take this shift so I can watch this game.
Yeah, follow him at Black Pedro.
Yeah, this is history, y'all. Go Blue.
Comedian Shangry.
We're gonna have fun either way.
The reason I asked you that is because I know that before sometimes you get a little like, damn.
Yeah, when they lose, sometimes
I have seen you be a little bit like, damn.
Yeah, I want to take my car, put a brick on the gas pedal, and just let it go in traffic. And
I'm letting y'all know something.
Just destroy the world.
But I was watching some clips on ESPN. To people in Michigan, it's the equivalent in their kind of in their mind, like a Super Bowl feeling. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Well, in our state in particular, it's either Michigan or Michigan State. It's like if you live in LA, you're either UCLA or USC, right? Like you can't be, I like both teams. You will get punched at a like a leisure cocktail party. If you're like, I like both schools, right in your mouth, okay?
But you know what I'm saying, right? I mean, it's like it has it feels like
it's like Michigan State, but Ohio State, Michigan is like the biggest shit.
That was the big one. Right.
But now, and the Big Ten has become a very dominant conference nationally, or very competitive, I should say, within itself. Like a lot of good teams that are beating up on each other. So to win it means a lot nationally. So looking forward to the opportunity for these boys tomorrow. Go Blue. Hail to the victors.
Well, we will see how they do. And also, when we come back Monday, if he's in a sour mood, we'll know what happened.
It's good to be a Michigan Wolverine, although I'm in heart. I got in and was accepted. I just chose to go to another institution. That's all.
Okay, yeah.
I'm a Wolverine at heart, and my mama is.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm a step Wolverine.
It's a family.
Once removed generation,
right?
Second generation.
Like, he's not the official Wolverine, but he is adjacent Wolverine.
I'm Wolverine adjacent for sure.
For sure. Right. But I was watching ESPN and one of the guys was from Michigan. That was one of the announcers. And he was talking about it like it was the fucking Super Bowl. He really was. He was like, you know what? Just some things only come around once in a lifetime. Like, dude, once in a lifetime. What about your wife? Oh, who gives a shit about her? All I know is that Ohio.
She's my second wife.
All I know is Ohio lost, and we're gonna have a game. Yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. So Savage AF, we all up in your motherfucking grill. He is gonna get that off his chest. We will find out Monday if it works out in his favor. I just know I have talked to him after they lost.
Go Blue.
And he's still it wears on him. It wears on you. You gotta admit, it wears on you. It's like I've seen him walk past me, go, God damn it.
Yeah. I get the old man cussing, motherfucking son of a bitch. You gotta do it, catch a goddamn ball.
All you got to do is grab the ball and run the motherfucker in. That's all you got to do. Grab the motherfucking ball and grab.
All you had to do was not fumble, son. I'm calling 82 strangers, son. God damn it, son.
I know, yeah. We got Raina Love just jumped in. We got some people to jump in late. But check it out. I wanted to let y'all know we are going to be setting up more live shows. Thank you again to the Brea Improv and Brea, California for coming out and see us. Savage AF was live in the building last night.
All the way live.
And we represented quite nicely. And we appreciate y'all. Okay.
Good time. It was
and wow. And the people are going in on the feed before I go into the Shangry. Fuck your feelings when you falsely accuse me of laughing at another individual. Numb nuts. Get the fuck out of here. Apparently, there's some
JRA's on it today. Go ahead.
There's some people, going hard in the paint, and I ain't mad at them because this is a show called Savage. This is not called gregarious. This is not called
affable as fuck.
Affable as fuck. This is not by accommodating as fuck. It's called savage as fuck, and that's what the fuck we do. And speaking of savage, I feel like this is a point where the Democrats have to get more savage than they ever got before. I'm speaking like the sports announcer I heard on ESPN because he was hilarious, and he was from Michigan, and he was almost had a tear in his eye over some fucking game in Ohio. So, but this is why I say that the Democrats need to really understand where the fuck they're at. Okay, bitches, listen. This is for all you motherfuckers that are Democrats. Yeah, wrong place. The reason I said wrong place, wrong shit, wrong time is because you keep focusing on the shit that is not really fucking mattering when it comes to the 2022 election coming up. You need to make sure you secure the fact that we have fucking votes, you dumb bitch asses. Don't be dumbasses, Democrats. Stop being fucking dumb. There is no bipartisan, you mansion, you cunt, you fucking cunt. There's no bipartisanship. You try to be bipartisan and it still don't fucking work. You need to get mad and get angry and make that shit happen. Make it happen, motherfuckers. That's what's going to happen if we are going to lose, because they are systematically going around from state to state, especially red states, so they have a fucking advantage with red line districting and a whole bunch of other chicanery and fuck-tardery, and they're doing it right now. So we need to get up on the mic and make sure that they know we're not fucking playing around. We're fucking not playing around. Sorry, I got a little out of. It's just enough is enough. We already know. Okay, Carolina boss.
He said not gonna happen.
I'm telling you right now that the Republicans are going hard in the paint. They are more dedicated. They are more dedicated to cheating. They've been cheating. They know they cannot win a fair election because they have lost the popular vote time and time again, motherfuckers. You know I'm telling the truth. And it is time for us to get crazy and just go for it. That's what we got to do, because if we don't, we're going to fucking lose. And it's going to not only be this fucking, we're going to lose the Senate, we're going to lose the House. And guess what else we're going to lose? Fucking Trump, if he runs again, and if we don't fucking make sure that we do it, that motherfucker could win. That motherfucker could win. He could win. He could fucking win. And then we got 4 more years if his old ass lived that long, which I pray, and I don't pray, but I pray his little childish bitch ass don't win. But if he does, we got 4 more years of the cunt-tardery. And yes, that's a word. So yes. Democrats, don't get it twisted. This next vote, a lot of people don't care about the midterms. You better motherfucking care about the midterms this time.
Carolina boss said, everybody hit up Redstone Firearms, that is, and get licensed. Dems ain't doing jack. Hey, y'all know I'm ahead of that train.
Yeah, I'm
at the front of that one. So
I agree with you, but I think you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with trying to light a fire under their ass here on Savage AF right now while we can, and let them know that this ain't gonna be no game. Because right now, these motherfuckers right here, I'm saying the Republicans, oh shit, wrong picture.
Highly suspicious behavior.
Yes, man.
Highly.
And basically, I'm just trying to, have a light to show you that these motherfuckers show you what they are. Just trying to shine a light on these motherfuckers, show you who they really are. These are
let the Lord of Fire show you the truth.
Exactly. And then you know what we'll end up with? This goofy motherfucker again, because trust and believe, he's addicted to it because he's a narcissist on an epic level, and he thinks that he's still running shit to this day. So don't get it twisted.
He is running the Republican Party.
He's running the Republican Party.
Mitch McConnell said he's not going to come out with an agenda next year.
What?
This is laissez-faire. He's like, we ain't going to do nothing. We have no agenda next year. Just gonna go into these midterms, get these seats back, and then do what we got to do. But why leave any room for controversy? Just don't do anything. Let it play. They know they about to get these seats back. So this is what's gonna happen.
Make sure y'all have it happen. Savage AF all up in your building, all up in your grill, all up in your grill. Check it out. If y'all get a chance, I didn't even post the shit up there. Have a good weekend. This weekend, I will be performing tonight in Long Beach, California at the Laugh Factory Comedy Club. I will be there with some other comics that are mostly scrubs. You scrubby ass, bitch ass comics.
Hilarious.
And then they are, come on, stop it. I watched that parade of patheticness before you got on stage at the fucking Chateau. Don't act like it wasn't just, come on. So I will be doing that. The kids are trying. No, laughter they were against laughter. And also I'll be in Hollywood, California at the Roosevelt Hotel and the Roosevelt Comedy Club tomorrow night I'll be at the Comedy Chateau. Doing a show tomorrow. I'll be at the Comedy Chateau. So
Yes.
make sure you come check me out. That's in North Hollywood.
Yes.
And have a good weekend. Don't get in trouble. All the people in the feed, thank you. Apparently there was some crazy shit going on in the feed. Motherfuckers, I want y'all to go beast mode. Yes, I will be in Dallas, Nicole H. And I think it's February. Yes, February. I will be there in February, Dallas. And then I'll be in Houston. I'll be in Corpus Christi, Texas. I'm doing all these Texas gigs, and but me and Pedro are going to be in the Bay Area soon. I will have that nailed down by Tuesday. We will give you the information, and you can come see us if you live in the Bay Area, the Yay area. Yay! Make sure you come check us out.
That's it. What it is, y'all. Have a great weekend. We'll be back here Monday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for y'all. Yeah, that's it. Have a good time.
Hey, have a good time, and go blue. I'm gonna say that for him. Okay, go blue.
Let's go. Beat Iowa.
We beat Iowa.
Beat Iowa.